Hi there, Jim here with Pre-Velo Bikes, and today we're going to show you how to assemble the Alpha Zero. Alright, so if you haven't already, go ahead and open up the bike box, pull out the bike, and get it unpacked. Okay? Now, the actual assembly is only one step, so this bike is very easy to put together when you do install the handlebar. Now, the handlebar on this bike is unique because the handlebar and the stem are one piece, it's all integrated. And then the top cap for the headset has a small nub here. So that little nub is just going to stick straight up and it's going to mate with a hole in the front of the stem. All right, so when you slide this into place, it's just going to line up like that and drop in. So the handlebar is now lined up with the front wheel, so you don't need to fiddle with anything. Okay. Now the first thing we're going to do is tighten up this top bolt. So to do that, this one's sticking out enough to where I can just thread it in by hand. But then in your parts box with the owner's manual, there's going to be a small multi-tool. And on that multi-tool, you need the 4mm hex key. That's the hex key that's going to fit this bolt. And since the bearings have already been compressed, all you need to do with this bolt is just get it tight and just snug it up. So I just have a small twist and that's it. You don't really need to like hammer down to tighten that bolt. Okay. Now, the next thing we need to do is tighten up the two pinch bolts. So it's just the two bolts on the side. That third bolt that's down at the bottom, that's the bolt for that top cap, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay, so I'm going to use the wrench in this long position. First, I'm doing the bottom bolt. So get that snug, move on to the top bolt, get that snug. And then I like to take the wrench and move it down into an L position. So what this allows me to do is when I tighten it down, I have more leverage so I can get the bolts torqued to their full spec. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go down to that bottom one. So the wrench is right now it's straight down and I want to get a half a turn. So I'm just going to turn it until the wrench is straight up. All right, so there we go. Got a half a turn out of that bolt. And then I'm going to put it in the top and get a half turn out of that bolt. That's it. Bike is assembled. So the Alpha Zero is really easy to put together, but anytime you put a kit on any bike, you should just give the bike a quick check. So make sure that there's air in the tires, the brake functions as it should, and then just nothing on the bike is obviously loose. So handlebars, seat, front wheel. So make sure that the bike is actually safe to ride. And that's it. Bike is assembled, ready to go. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for choosing Pre-Velo.